Alright, hi everyone. So first of all, let me welcome you guys to the Unacademy JEE English. This, as you know, is a brand new channel by Unacademy, and here everything is being taught to you completely in English. So this is for students who are not very comfortable with Hindi, as you know that most of the content on YouTube is available in Hindi only. Okay, so Unacademy wanted that language should not be a barrier in learning, the concepts of physics, chemistry, and maths. So that is what we are trying to ensure here. And this is a series which I've started yesterday only. So this is a quick review series for all those people who are planning to take their JEE exam in uh, the next year, that is 2021. So we are expecting, if we are trying to be prepared for the worst case scenario, if the paper happens in Jan itself. So we want you to revise all the key concepts quickly. So hi Suraj, hello AP, how are you guys doing? So before we get started with today's discussion, let me introduce myself for those of you who might not know who I am. So my name is Rohit Dixit and I studied mechanical engineering from IIT Delhi. And for almost past 8 years, I've been teaching physics for the IIT JEE exam. And all this teaching so far had been offline. And offline, I had been associated with some of the topmost institutes in the IIT JEE coaching industry. Now, this lockdown, just like you and everybody else, forced me also to move to this new online setup. So we have to adapt to whenever we feel we see a change in situations. Hello Divya M, how are you? Hi Aftab, good evening to you as well. So I myself, as a student who was All India rank 447 and All India rank 192 in the two stages of the IIT JEE exam that I took, and I had also qualified the NTC stage 2. I was also in the top 1% in the NSCP, and I've already coached many students to top ranks in the IIT JEE exam, both mains and advanced. And let's hope I can help you achieve your dream ranks or on this online setup again. So how can you guys also adapt? So as I said, when faced with calamity, the only option is to adapt, and the ones who adapt quickly have an edge. Okay, so this is how you can develop your edge, or you can get your edge for the upcoming JEE. So as you know, due to the lockdown, most of the coachings are closed. So how do you ensure that your studies continue without catching a break? So you can get yourselves the Unacademy subscription. With this, you will have benefits like you get live classes, you get to interact with your educators. So you will have regular study sessions going on even in this lockdown. And in these classrooms, you have live polls and leaderboards, which will keep them highly interactive. And trust me, the learning is great. Then you have test series and analysis sessions, and of course, you have live doubt clearing sessions. And on top of these benefits, the biggest benefit that I personally feel that a student has is that there are no distractions on the Unacademy platforms. As you know, a lot of you probably try to study from YouTube, but YouTube can be really distracting. So this will keep you focused towards your goal only. On top of all these benefits, you are also getting a chance to study from the best educators all across India from the comfort and safety of your home. So make sure you're getting this subscription and making the most of it. So how do you get the subscription? Very easy. First, you'll need to install the Unacademy app. Once you've done that, go to the plus section of the app, select your goal as IIT JEE and click on that get subscription button. Once you do that, you'll be redirected to the payment page where you will see that the fees have been kept very competitive. Alright, so any reputed offline institute would charge you anywhere between 4 times to 8 times this fees. So trust me, I have been a part of offline setups for almost 8 years now, so I know the kind of fees that students pay there. So Unacademy is providing you the chance to study from the same top educators at a very competitive pricing online here. So make sure you're getting this, and on top of this, you can use this code RDLive to get an additional 10% off on all your subscription fees. Alright, so these are the ongoing plus courses on the JEE Plus, Unacademy Plus, which are being hosted by the JEE English team. Okay, so there are 3 courses for class 11 students, wherein I am taking an advanced course on mechanics, and there are other courses which are detailed course on graph sets, relations, functions by Abhinav sir, and you have an advanced course by Rahul sir as well. Then you have 4 more courses for class 12 students. So wherein I am taking a course on advanced, which is an advanced course on electromagnetism, and there are 3 more courses which are taken by Abhinav sir, Rahul sir, and Murli sir. So make sure you're getting your subscriptions quickly and enrolling in these courses. Those of you who are following us on the JEE English channel of YouTube can connect with us on the Telegram app using this link, so that you are getting all the notifications and you're not missing out on any of the amazing lectures and sessions that are being hosted here. Alright, so why don't we I am great, Divyam. Thank you for asking. So, why don't we get started with today's discussion then? So, this is part two of the review of kinematics. So, in the last class, we talked about 1D kinematics. We talked about the variables which we use to define. We talked about what reference frame was. And then we started our analysis and we were trying to analyze motions where we studied how to analyze a uniform velocity motion and a constantly accelerated motion. So, today we will move on and we will discuss how to analyze a non-uniformly accelerated motion. So if the acceleration is not constant, then so this is very very simple. You already know all your definitions, how acceleration and velocity have been defined. So acceleration is defined as dv over dt or rate of change of velocity. So if the acceleration is variable, so there are usually three cases. So three most common cases in which the acceleration, the variation of acceleration would have been told to you. So the first is either the acceleration would have been told to you as a function of time, so it varies with respect to time, or it varies with respect to the displacement, or it may be given to you as a function of velocity. So there are three common ways of describing a variable acceleration. So how do we tackle for each of these? So if this is the case, if acceleration has been mentioned to you as a function of time, then you substitute a as dv over dt. Then from here you integrate the ft, the function that I was given to you, and you can find the velocity as a function of time. Once you have the velocity as a function of time, now you can substitute v as ds over dt, integrate this one more time and find displacement as a function of time. So this is the first kind of variation. This is how you will tackle it. Okay. Second may be if the acceleration is given to you as a function of displacement. Now we do a little trick that you know that a is dv over dt. What we do is we multiply and divide it by ds. Now what we do is again we write 1 ds over dt as v. So why did we need to do that? Because I needed ds to perform that integration. So then we substitute this, we make the substitution, we substitute a as v dv over ds, and then you have this equal to some f of s. Now you perform the integration with respect to ds, and that will give you v as a function of s, right? Once you have this, now all you got to do is replace v with ds over dt. Now when you integrate that, then you would have gotten s as a function of time. Okay, as some function of time you would have got. So at any time you could have found the displacement. If you wanted velocity and acceleration as a function of time, then you could have differentiated this two more times to get them also. Okay. Next, final case, if acceleration has been told to me as a function of velocity, now what do? Again, I replace acceleration as dv over dt, perform the integration to find velocity as a function of time. Once I have that, I substitute v as ds over dt, perform integration one more time to find displacement as a function of time. So this is how I would approach any kind of variation of acceleration. Okay. Now there are quick tips. So you know there are two equations of differentiation usually, and you have other equations of integration. So this is how you can go from one variable to another depending on what has been given to you and depending on what has been asked. Okay. So one, you will use v equals ds by dt, then you can use a equals dv by dt, or it is also equal to v dv over ds. Then you can use this, that s is integral of v dt, delta v would be integral of a dt, or integral of v dv would be equal to integral of a ds. So these are the equations of differentiation and integration that you can use to go from one variable which was given to you to an unknown variable which you needed to find. Okay. So if there is any confusion about this, so this is straightforward, just mathematical analysis. So there is no real physics involved here. So this is simple pure maths. So if there is any confusion, you can let me know. Otherwise, we will move forward. Okay. So let me know in case there is any confusion about what all I have said so far. You just remember the definitions and you think about small mathematical manipulations that you have to do. Okay, in order to jump from one variable function to another variable function. Okay, so I guess if everybody is clear about this, so let's move forward. Next, why don't we try a problem which was actually asked in JEE 2003? So these are discussing actual problems from previous year questions. So this was asked in mains. This is the JEE Mains problem from 2003. Okay. So the focus for this revision would be that I would go over the key concepts quickly and then I would take up some previous year problems from mains especially mains only right now. We will not talk about too many advanced problems. We will focus primarily on mains problems because you need to practice your previous year mains problems also. So here is a problem for you. So this says that the coordinates of a moving particle at any time t are given as x equals alpha t cube and y equals beta t cube. The speed of the particle at a time t can be given as. So this was actually asked in JEE Advanced 2003, or that time it was called JEE Mains. Okay, so here are your options. So try and solve this and try and give me a quick answer. So how would you find the speed of the particle at any time t if the x coordinates and the y coordinate have been given to you as a function of time? So hurry up, try this. You can write trying in the chat to let me know that you're trying. So everyone who's watching should try. And okay, so Suraj already has an answer. So Suraj says the answer is B. So let's see if that is correct. How about others? Is anybody else trying? Okay, well, Suraj has answered this correctly, by the way. So B is the right answer. Then this is how easy the approach is. If you know how to go about the problem, these questions are going to be super easy. So what you need to do is you will say x equals x was alpha t cube and y was beta t cube, right? Yes. So what is dx by dt? Dx by dt, this would be 3 alpha t square, and this is what the x component of the velocity would have been. I hope everybody knows that that is how it works, right? X component of velocity, or Vx, would be the rate of change of the x coordinate. Similarly, dy by dt, that would be the y velocity. The rate of change of y coordinate is the y component of the velocity. So you know your x component of the velocity, you know your y component of the velocity. Now only x and y are changing, so there is nothing said about z coordinate. So I will assume that the z coordinate velocity is 0. Hi Devra Varun. So once I know Vx, once I know Vy, now I know how to find V. V square I know is Vx square plus Vy square, correct? So using this I can find V square would be equal to 3t square, and this I can take the entire square common into alpha square plus beta square. So giving me the answer of V equals 3t square root of alpha square plus beta square. Alright, as simple as that. So nothing too complicated about this. Very easy to solve. Just remember that this is how you would have done it. Okay. Next, so let's move on to the study and analysis using graphs. Okay, maybe I can give you one more practice problem if I remember it correctly. Yes, so let's give you one more practice problem. I want you to have some more practice. I just remembered one more question from mains. So this was the question. The question said that the x component of a velocity, so x velocity is given as y as some a times y, and y velocity varies with some b times x. Okay, you have to tell me what is the trajectory of the particle. If x velocity varies like this and if the y velocity varies like this, find what will be the trajectory. What will be the trajectory of the particle? Okay, whose velocity varies like this? I think this was asked in mains. I don't exactly remember the year, but the options were circular. So does it move in a circle? Or B, parabolic. So does it move in a parabola? Then you had ellipse and hyperbola. So quickly try and answer this. So I hope everybody knows how to find the trajectory. If I know about the velocities, how can you find the trajectories? So what will be the trajectory of the particle? So try and solve this quickly. Okay. So I think the question said that if the velocity is uh, a y I cap plus b x j cap, then what will be the trajectory of the particle? This I think was a question or something similar was asked in mains. I think in 2013 or somewhere around that time. Okay, so this just I just happen to remember this. So try and give me an answer, quick. Let's see if you remember this. How will you find the trajectory if the velocities are given? How to find trajectory? Yes, that is why I took up this question because I know a lot of students do not know how to find the trajectory. So what is trajectory first of all? Suraj, what is trajectory? Okay. So what is trajectory? So trajectory is the equation of the path taken by the particle, right? So that will be it's a y coordinates. The trajectory can be defined by finding a relation between the y coordinate of the position of the particle and its x coordinate. Yes, exactly, right. Correct. So how do I find the relation between the y coordinate and the x coordinate? The x. See, for a projectile motion, how is the trajectory? You write an equation of trajectory, right? It is parabolic. How do you find that? You find the relation between the x coordinate and the y coordinates of the position at any time, right? So how do you think you would have done that here? Think about it. Okay, should I show you the solution? Do you wanna give it a try or should I show you the solution? Let me know. So yes, I wanna give it a try or yes, solution. Okay. So let's just add another page for the solution. So you already knew this. Okay, you knew that. So since Vx equals a times y, so can I say dx over dt is a times y. So let's call that equation number one. Okay, and also Vy was b times x, so I can say dy by dt would be b times x. Let's call that equation number two. Now, all you need to do is divide these two. You want to find a relation between x and y. So there we have three variables x, y, and t. So I want to eliminate t and find an equation between y and x. So divide equation 2 by 1. That's it. Now let's see what you get. Now you have dy over dx and this will be bx over ay. Correct. So you have ay dy equals bx dx. Now I think it was also mentioned that assume that at t equals 0 it was at the origin. So if I integrate this from y, starting assuming that it starts from origin. Okay. So what will I get? I will get a, or if I don't even know that, if I don't know that it started from origin, then also I could have added a c. So forget about that. Forget about whether I knew if it started from origin or not. y square by 2 equals bx square by 2 plus some c, right? So what is the equation? The equation is of the form of y square ay square plus bx square. A and b were positive, by the way. Some c dash. This is the form of the equation that I'm getting. What kind of trajectory do you think this will be? Okay, what is the kind of trajectory that this equation will represent? Tell me. So what is the trajectory that this equation would have represented? This at least you should know. Right? X square minus y square equals something. And a and b are positive constants. That was given, I think. A and b were both supposed to be positive constants. Hyperbola, yes. Exactly. So this would have been the answer. Alright, well done. So that is how you would have approached your problems. Okay. So weird. Why did my display go off? Okay. Okay. I don't know what the problem is. Let me try connecting this to a different port. Okay, which is weird. So just give me 1 minute to be back. Okay, let me try and get my display back. This is weird. I don't know why it is not picking up the display. Okay, so just give me 1 minute back. So hi all. I don't know. There seems to be some issue because of which I cannot get my display on. I mean the display is on, but my software is not picking up the display. I don't know. There seems nothing wrong with the settings. I tried everything. Restarted my laptop. Restarted the software. Yeah, it's still not happening. So what I will do is maybe I will conclude this session. I will cut this session short, and it just stopped working in the middle. So I don't know what could have caused that. So what we will do is I will cut this session short, and maybe we will have this session later. Okay, so I don't know. So there is some technical issue here because of which I can't seem to either get my display on or I can't even seem to find an issue. Okay, so sorry about that, and I hope you will understand. Okay, so we will reschedule this session and we will take this session some other time. Okay, all right. So with that, I will take your leave. So again, we will continue with this discussion, and don't worry, you won't be missing out on anything. Okay.